hesitation. Got me going crazy. Keep it moving. I'm tuned in to True North Racing, the podcast that you need if you got the need for speed. John Morrison interviewing guests in the industry. Hey, short track, stock car racing. Gotta get it hype. Saturday night under the lights. Hear the engine rooming by. Smell the gas and feel the vibe. Going into overdrive. Drop the flag, then the car zooming by. Hey, True North Racing. Let's go.
What's up, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the True North Racing Podcast, brought to you by Joma Media and Promotions. My name is John Morrison, and joining me as always is our lovely trio of co-hosts. We're so happy and ecstatic to have everyone back on board this week. Megan, we got Megan Mitchell and Kaitlyn Walls with us this week. Girls, how are y'all doing?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, John?
I'm doing all right. It was a great weekend. I can't complain. How was Flamborough last night? How for Kaitlyn? How was Flamborough? How was your races last night?
It was good. The car stayed in one piece. We didn't blow an engine, so that's all that matters. I think we got finished 6th and 5th or something like that. Yeah, overall it was a good night. We played with some setup things, so they worked out positively, and that's a bonus for us. Honestly, the whole finishing it without having an engine problem is just a bonus. So I'll take that over anything right now.
Yeah, let's hope those engine gremlins are out of in the back pocket now, right? Because we still got you guys have a lot longer season than we do. You guys are running 20 events this year at Flamborough in total.
Yeah.
You just had, I think, your only week off. I think it was last weekend. So
June
you gotta,
9th, and it's only week off.
You know that's gonna be rough for sure, going all the way from now until the end of the season without having that opportunity to essentially regroup your guys, regroup yourselves. And I kind of hope now that we're all here and we're all feeling a lot better, we can also discuss a little bit about last weekend.
Yeah.
If anyone who's listening right now heard from last week, I definitely was off my game in regards to our usual podcast. I was not feeling 100%. There was even talks between Jack and myself that I was not going to be recording last week because of how all three of us felt after last Saturday night. So almost 2 weeks ago now was our lovely co-host Megan Mitchell's birthday. And when you guys are hearing this, it'll be 2 weeks. So that weekend, we ended up having a surprise. Well, not us, but her parents put on a surprise party. And the funny part is we talked about this. Megan and I talked about we're all of us were going to go to watch Weekend Friday night and see who came out Saturday to Merrittville. So her parents decided to put on a surprise party. Kaitlyn was notified of it. Jacqueline and myself were notified of it. We're all put into this group chat, and we were all in on this while leaving Megan in the dark. Which, by the way, when we were all at Oshwegan, your dad even mentioned saying how hard it was to not talk about the party in front of you and bring up something. And
so my mom thought for sure that I caught on. Not a clue.
Kaitlyn, how hard it was for you to keep a secret like that from Megan as we came up to it?
To be completely honest, I at that moment forgot. So it worked really well in my favor.
You were just as surprised as she was.
Yeah.
At
the end of the night that I remembered, I'm like, oh shoot. Right.
You didn't click on when Dale just leaned over and was like, we'll see you all next week, eh?
No.
Oh boy. I think Megan went down to get some food with I think you went as well, Kaitlyn. And
yeah.
And Megan's dad leaned over, is like, oh my God, it's so hard to like not bring up about tomorrow because Megan's right there, and it's so tough to like. We all had a great time at Auschwitz, and I felt like there was a lot of great action, but it was so difficult. And even on the Saturday, Megan still thought we were going to Merrittville. I dead ass was hoping.
I was gonna say I dead ass text Megan on Friday, and I'm like, "Yo, I'm not going to Merrittville. Sorry." Like bluntly, I was like, "Not going." Can't
You know
go.
what though? My mom even like played it up completely because she's like, "So why aren't Kate and Dale going to Merrittville?" And I'm like, I don't know.
She didn't give a reason. She just said, "No, I'm not
She
going."
knew the whole time. Like, wow, you're all liars.
So something funny that happened on our end was that because we were still thinking that I was like really hoping that Megan kind of forgot we were going to Merrittville, because I didn't put it in the rundown, because I also didn't put it in the rundown that we were going to Merrittville. So I was really hoping you catch on a little bit there. So I'm like, I can't put that in there and then like have your dad and mom just be like, oh, like shit, you guys aren't going. I'm like, I know we're not going. I'm trying to, but oh crap, where was I going with that? But then we're on our way down, and then your mom messages us, the group, and goes like, you guys need to tell Megan you guys aren't going to Merrittville, because she thinks you guys are going. Because I think Rachel was trying to get Megan out of the house to come over. So we got a message from Megan's mom and goes, hey, tell Megan you're not going to Merrittville. Let me tell you guys something. Jacqueline, bless her damn soul, because she used my phone to message Megan. Because I guess that's the only way that I don't know if you have her on anything really there, Megan, but so she used my phone to text you and be like, hey, we're not going to Merrittville. Jacqueline got called into work. Let me tell you guys something. This woman was in tears almost. And we were only 5 minutes. Like we were at the Petro on Highway 6. Like we were not even 5 minutes from Rachel and Cody's when she sent this message, and she's over here just like, oh my God, I'm so like, why did they make me do this? I'm like, you could have waited till I got back and I could have sent the message, right? So that way you don't feel as bad. Like, she's like, no, I just felt like I need. So, needless to say, bless her soul, you kind of gave her a little. She was so upset having to send that message, even though we knew we were still seeing you.
Yeah.
But her heart just broke when she had to send that message. But
also she said, she's like, just the way you responded, because I said to her, I'm like, no, it's okay, I understand.
That like, broke her.
I felt bad for canceling. Like, you didn't cancel though. Oh, I love her.
But I think we all had a great time hanging out at Rachel and Cody's. We had a great time around the fire. The whole time I think it was a great time. You guys, I didn't get the chance to talk about this last week because y'all weren't here. But so we're going to talk about this right now. I'm going to bring this nice and close because I want everyone to understand this. What game were y'all playing? Because your mom already brought up about this last week when we were at the party. And because none of us were feeling well the next day, and none of us made it on here except for me, we're talking about it now.
I thought you were going to talk about the firecrackers.
Oh, dear God. No, there's that too. But I'm not bringing up about that because I don't know if Kaitlyn's parents are listening and we don't want to get anyone in trouble. I'm talking about the damn game where y'all ended up drawing crap on y'all's faces.
Oh.
I got a kitty cat.
Yeah, you got a kitty cat. Megan somehow ended up with an inappropriate object on her face. Rachel ended up with Megan's signature. And then
I made Jacqueline look like a hooker.
you made Jacqueline be like Starface or something like that. Like she did all these little stars all at the side of her face.
And a big heart.
Oh boy.
All right, so I can't even remember what the card game was, but like ultimately, I think it started with me. I got a card that said that the person to my right, I had to use a marker and give them a tattoo on their face. And I was like, I'm gonna Ricky Bobby this. So
Oh,
I put
boy.
my signature on his forehead. And then the next one, or not the next one I got, but I got another card that said something about letting the person on my left draw a sexual inappropriate object on my face. And sure everyone can figure that one out. So Jacqueline drew
She's
that on
got
my
pictures.
face.
Oh, yeah.
I think she's got
I
pictures.
took a whole video of it. It was so funny. So then, like, you know, Kate and Jacqueline were just kind of left out. So we just decided, you know, let's everybody get a face tat. Let's go. That was nice to wake up to in the morning. Not.
Oh my God. And we almost let Jacqueline actually go to breakfast or brunch.
Oh, it's okay. I don't know if you realized, John, but when I ordered that pizza that night, it was an old friend from high school that delivered it, and I
Okay.
still had it on my face when I went to pay for the pizza and
I
get
remember
it from
that.
him. I'm like, wow, I walked in the house and I forget which one of them said to me about how, like, you realize that's still on your face, right? And I'm like, I'm an idiot. Oh my God. I can't believe I did that. Oops.
My bad.
And it was a rainbow one too. That was,
Yep.
oh boy.
It
That was
so
that was definitely a good night. I think we all needed that.
Yeah.
I could do without the drinking,
yeah.
but I think we could do something like that
Yeah.
again.
I don't think it ever ends up without drinking, though.
No, there's always something.
That's true, because the July meetup we did down in Niagara, we all drank pretty well, and that was already funny as crap.
The grass is comfortable.
Oh,
I'll tell you this much: that the grass that night was not comfortable.
was nuts in the
Huh?
It
moment.
was very comfortable to us.
Last Saturday, the grass wasn't nice. I can tell you that much. Somehow, like Jacqueline, and so we all slept with Jacqueline and I slept in a tent. We brought our tent, and somehow she ended up with her head at the one end of it. By the morning, she had moved like almost a good foot and a half and wiggled herself down. I stayed in the same spot most of the night, and I'm looking over every time I woke up and I looked over. I'm like, how the is she moving? And by the morning, she had moved a solid foot and a half down the bed or down the tent. Oh boy. But yeah, I think we're all gonna need to do something like that again, even if it's just hanging out by a fire or whatever.
Mhm.
But you know, let's not wait almost a year to redo a friggin' hangout.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
We see each other at the track almost weekly. Let's do some stuff outside of the track as well.
That's the thing. At the track, you gotta maintain a certain like
Je ne sais quoi.
Whatever that means.
I can't even say that. I just go full blown myself. Like you get what you get.
I mean, you guys at the track, y'all get a different side of me compared to what you guys get when I'm not at the track.
Well, you gotta be professional, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, to a degree, yeah.
I gotta be prim and proper. Like right now on while we're on air, I gotta be prim and proper. So we kind of all that we kind of been going on this for a little bit now, but Megan, I want to wish you on air happy belated birthday. I know we said it that night. Happy belated birthday. And if anyone wants to wish her a happy birthday, a belated happy birthday, get onto our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter pages and wish her one when this episode drops. Megan, or how, let's kind of backtrack a little bit because you guys haven't been on here for 2 weeks. So Megan, backtrack a couple weeks here. Go through if you want to go through the party and talk about it, go ahead. If you want to skip that straight to this weekend, go be my guest. But then Kaitlyn, we're gonna go on to you as well, and we're gonna backtrack to help everyone else get caught up on what we've been up to.
I think we talked most of what happened at the party.
Yeah.
So you know, it was good. I can't thank you guys enough for that, because it was just, honestly, I was so surprised. I pulled up and I saw the vehicles and I'm like, what? I literally said to Garrison, what the hell is this? I'm like, what is happening? Like it took me 5 minutes to clue in once I got out of the truck to realize that, oh, so there wasn't plans to go to Maryville. Like, I was the only one that thought we were going, but it was a good weekend. And, you know, it was finally went back to Flamborough after a month of not just choosing to not go. So it was good to be back. I feel back to myself again. So it was a good weekend. Seemed like it was a Grisdale Triple Crown first round. So, I mean, I know car counts are low right now because of just the price of everything. So it was understandable. It wasn't not as big as it was last year, but it was good racing all around. It was a little spotty, rainy, but it was a good day. I'm just glad I got to go back.
It's my turn.
Yeah, we're gonna slide on over to you now.
Oh, sorry.
Pay attention.
You know what? I'm sleepy. Ooh, we got the stats from John.
As my buddy won't hear this because he doesn't listen to me, but as my friend from high school, you and I used to do, don't make me snap my fingers in a Z formation. Hip rotate.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
we used to do that during soccer.
Oh my
I
gosh.
love it. We did that
Oh, boy.
in elementary school.
Oh, even better, we did it when we were 15, 16 years old. Oh boy. But anyways, Kaitlyn, catch us up on your life and what you've been up to.
All right. Well, I'm gonna start about the last weekend I raced before, like end of May, I guess it was technically. The gears in my distributor broke off and fell into my oil pan. So I was done for the night. It happened first practice. I was probably halfway through the practice and my car just shut off. And I was like, oh, this isn't okay. So they pushed me off and it took us a while to figure out what was wrong. And finally we figured out, but luckily the guy, his name's Cole Ecker, him and his dad bought Dale's old car. And so they were there that night to get him some practice with like actually racing against people because he hasn't raced a mini stock before. And so luckily they were there and they actually offered to run my number for me so I could still keep points and keep perfect attendance. Hi, Maya.
That was definitely nice of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was so nice. And so he actually did really good for it being his first time actually racing against people. It was really nice and I was happy, and I was just even happy that they offered to do it even if he didn't even finish a race. Like, it just helped me so much more than not starting would have. But he did really good and I was really impressed with how he did for his first race, and I still am super appreciative of what they did for me because they didn't have to. I mean, they don't even know who I am. But yeah, so that kept me up. And then we figured out what the problem was and we fixed it over the last week. And then we had Megan's surprise party. And then the next day, when I was feeling like absolute garbage, my sister and my nieces decided to come over to go swimming.
Oh, nice.
Oh, yeah. So I had to stay awake for that. I fell asleep waiting for dinner. And then after dinner, my sister and my nieces left and I went right to bed. Hence why I didn't make it on here. I was not feeling well.
Yeah, none of us were.
And then, no. And I've been working, and then I had this past weekend, which was a good weekend. So, yeah,
Nice.
that's my life.
That's awesome. Thank you for catching us up on it, because sometimes if it's nice for everyone to hear what we've all been up to, you know, because it's one of those things that it's nice to get it out there and talk about what we've been up to, because you never know who's listening and who might be going through some things, and who knows, maybe this all helps everyone else out, right?
I'm sure some people listening to be like, Kaitlyn, I don't care about what you're doing. Be like,
Hey,
yeah,
I think
me
that
too, man.
goes with all of us.
Me too, man. I don't
That's why I
care
brought y'all
either.
on. I figured no one wanted to listen to me, so I was like, let's bring on you guys.
No one wants to listen to any of us.
Oh boy, we're going off the rails here. Anyways, before we bring in our guest this week, Michael Kenny, I'm terrible today, guys. I'm gonna be honest. Once again, we there was so many rainouts this weekend, and you know, I think the only track that really got in was Oswego Friday night and Flamborough last night. Other than that, racing was pretty much written off all weekend. And so for our Jomo Media driver lineup, usually I only post the finishes of the feature race, but I'm only going to give two big shout outs this week. We're going to have a full rundown on Monday. When you guys hear this, it'll already be posted on our social media pages. But I want to give two big shout outs this weekend. One to Ricky Williger, driver the number 8 Canadian Vintage Modified. He is one of our Jomo Media drivers, and he took feature number 1 last night at Flamborough Speedway. And then getting his first career victory in the pure stocks was Cameron Thompson. Super proud of the kid. He's been a big supporter of us. He's actually going to be our guest next week on the show. So that's going to be, that's going to be great to talk to him about his feature win. But I got to give those two guys a big shout out. And last week I'm going to give another one. Last week I got to give one to Chris Lawrence down at Delaware Speedway. He took home the feature win as well down there. So I'm ecstatic that we're already up to 6 victories this year in feature wins for Jomo Media. So I'm like, to me, guys, that's a huge accomplishment. We've had 2 wins. We had 2 wins in year 1. I think we had a win or 2 last year, and we're already at 6 in the first almost 8 weeks here of the season. So this is that's huge for us. Congratulations to all the Jomo Media drivers, and yeah, make sure you guys check out our rundowns on Monday to see where all our favorite, or where not all our favorite drivers, but all our drivers finish, and as well as on Friday at noon to see where you guys can catch your favorite Jomo Media drivers, and as well as our lovely personalities of myself, Megan, and Kaitlyn, so you guys can come bug us at a racetrack and and maybe get some. I think I'm gonna reach out to someone, and maybe we're gonna get some True North Racing podcast stickers. And then I'll give a few to each of you guys, and then you guys can hand them out or sell them or whatever. And I think that would be a good idea.
Definitely.
Sounds good to me.
So once I get those stickers in, we're gonna let everyone know, and then you guys can go bug one of us at Flamborough, Sunset, Sauble, Delaware, Oswego, Merrittville, Humberstone, Peterborough. I want to try to get to Peterborough this year. I want to get out there.
I want to get everywhere this year.
I know. I feel like I'm already slacking.
I do too. I feel like
we're 2 months in the season, and I've only gone to 2 tracks.
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to do a field trip. True North Racing Podcast field trip. Let's do this.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I was gonna do a vlog actually last Friday of us going to Oswego, but I think we need to do that on a weekend where we can all hang out throughout the day, and we can just do like a full day vlog of I don't know, whatever crap we end up getting into, because that depending on who's all involved, we're just gonna it's Dale, Cody, myself, we're probably gonna get kicked out somewhere. I don't know. You girls are gonna do whatever you girls do. draw inappropriate objects on other people's faces, but
yeah.
But I think that's what we need to do. We need to do a full day vlog, get us all involved, and one thing I think we all need to do for the show purpose, we need to get a picture of the 3 of us.
Yeah, we don't really have a good one.
But I think it's because we all just live in the moment when we're all together.
Yeah.
Our phones never really come out, I find, when we're when we're together. It just, when we're all as a group, our phones just are still away. We're just enjoying our time.
Mm-hmm.
Which, hey, nothing wrong with that. That's how we're supposed to live,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
But next time we're all together, we got to do a proper track pick together and quiet track pick, because I don't know about you guys, but I know we got to get one with Megan now, because Kaitlyn's already been involved. Now we got to this is the fun stuff we like doing. We like taking quiet track picks. And could you imagine how sticky it would have been if we walked on Flamborough last weekend? Having those 20 freaking late models out there and
For
super
100
stocks.
laps.
Huh?
Yeah.
For 100 laps.
For 100 laps, one of us is losing a shoe. And I'm calling it right now. It's one of you guys with a Croc.
Yo.
Let's get through here because we got to get it. Our guest is waiting. On the CVM side, full rundown and full race report is going to be updated shortly. But Ricky Williger won feature number 1, and TJ Marshall won feature number 2. Full rundown will be on the Canadian Vintage Modified website. You guys can also make sure you guys are following us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Canadian Vintage Modifieds, or just look us up. Yeah, that's pretty much all I got for right now. Meg or Kaitlyn, thank you so much for jumping on with us. We know we're gonna let you get off to bed here. You have such an early morning, so I don't blame you. Thank you for coming on with us and telling and catching us up a little bit. Hopefully we'll have you back on again next week and in the weeks to come as well.
Yeah.
But anyways, we'll let you get going to go to sleep. Thank you so much for joining on, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Okay.
Thanks for having me.
See you guys. Or
Bye.
sorry, why am I saying see you? We're gonna start. We're gonna bring in this week's guest, Michael Kenny. So just let's bring in Michael. All right, guys, joining us this week is the driver of the number 07 mini stock, Michael Kenny. Michael, how are you, man?
Not too bad. How are you?
Not bad. We haven't we've seen each other on the track. You were our co-host on our other podcast for a little bit last year. And then it's kind of funny right now because Megan Mitchell, we said we didn't kick Michael off. I'm gonna bring this up right now. We're gonna, I guess, because this is a freaking elephant in the room. I didn't realize it till now.
I was gonna say, don't make it feel like I just replaced them. I feel bad.
So Michael was our co-host with Kaitlyn last year on the True North, on the driver's seat on the True North Reason podcast. That's this show. And then about this time last year, Michael, we talked about it. You were having some difficulties with work and stuff like that, and we kind of paused the show. And because we paused the show, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to put this out there right now. I was in the wrong here. I was in the wrong. Okay.
At least he's admitting to all the stuff. I'm just
pipe down, short stuff. Okay. So I was in the wrong. I made an executive decision, and I invited Megan to come on the show as a new co-host, because we were unsure when and if the driver's seat was really going to come back with Michael and Kaitlyn.
Yeah.
So yeah, we this is now I'm an asshole, and I'll take full responsibility here. I am an asshole.
Or Megan's just like, oh
yeah, Megan's over here just like, of course,
I'm the middle
is.
right now. Like,
no, it is what it is. Things happen, and
absolutely,
like I said, I started a new job, and it was hard to
absolutely
do everything at once. And
hey, we haven't stopped talking about some other things. We want to do a kind of something similar to Lost Speedways.
Yes.
But we want to focus more on Canadian tracks.
That's right. There's a few of them around here that I want to go to, and
absolutely. And I think if we get a good enough list, we can do something similar. But I don't want to copy.
No.
100%. We don't want to copy Lost Speedways, but we want to do something similar because it's so cool seeing stuff from the States and you know, seeing the tracks that they do, but that's a concept we're coming up with as well. We get talk about it for a little bit, and then we kind of go hold on it, and then we talk about it for a bit, and then we get hold on it. And
It's just their busy lifestyle.
Yeah, it's both our lifestyles, right? We were both busy. You got a ton of work. You got your race car to worry about. I got Sobel. I got CVMs. I got my own stuff. I got Joe Media to worry about, plus my own day job.
Not only one race car. I got like 3 cars I got to worry about.
You got like 3. So like it's one of those things where it's not off the table.
Yeah.
But it's like that side dish no one wants right now.
Yeah.
And that's the way I'm putting it.
It will come. It's just a matter of when.
Yeah. Maybe that's something we got to talk about in the off season, because I want to try to actually have an off season for a change instead of having to worry about 10 million things. And so we'll try and talk about it at the end of the off season, or at the beginning of the off season, so that way we can focus on it going forward. But yeah, so
keep an eye out on this one, guys.
Yeah, stay tuned. maybe in 2 years, we don't know yet.
5 years down the road,
10 years. Why throw out a small number? Let's go 10 years. 25.
Well, we're pushing it a little now here. We might not make it that long.
You say I'm not going to make it 25 years?
You've seen the way race cars go these days.
Oh, there's no reason. Well, yeah, you never know what's going to happen. But wow, we went off the rails real quick here. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. Michael, you've raced mini stocks, pure stocks, CVMs.
Yep.
You wrecked me in go-karts
on
purpose.
Many times.
You hurt me the one time. That was, I'm still sore from that. I should compensate you.
Hey, bring it on. Let's go. There's a new one that opened out in Kitchener here. Come on.
Yeah, we need to make it. We already talked about this once. Megan and I brought it up that we need to make a whole party.
The best thing though is it's an oval track.
It's a what?
It's oval. It's not a road course. It's not a course or anything. It's an oval track. So I've been wanting to try. I just haven't had.
Now I want it more.
Yeah. Shoot, I got a fresh new helmet right there. I got a fresh new helmet. I got a rocket.
I don't know where my helmet is, but it's fresh too.
Should be in the car. Should be in the race car.
Oh, because I took it out to haul it home.
Oh yeah, you don't have it enclosed anymore.
Yeah, no. With the price of gas and everything, no.
Oh. Yeah, right now is not a fun time to be a race car driver or a team owner, because the price of gas is just absolutely getting ridiculous, and we're not seeing anything to help us out anytime soon, which is unfortunate.
Even to buy race fuel or anything right now is out the wall, and just to run the mini stock on Saturday was over $200.
Jesus.
So definitely fun.
Hopefully things start changing here soon, and gas prices go down, and things can hopefully reset kind of back to a normal everyday living kind of situation where we're not, struggling to struggle, and we can all go back to the racing and, have full fields and that kind of. Go ahead.
It'd be nice to have a full field.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, it would be.
Why am I moving so much?
And this is why we think Michael's. I know I'm not going to finish that. So if anyone who doesn't know, Michael and I have known each other for what, at least 5 years now.
5 to 6 years, yeah.
Yeah, 5 to 6 years. Wow, you've tolerated me that long.
Unfortunately.
You know what? I think that's everyone. They just tolerate me for a long enough time to get what they want, and they leave. So, wow, that was dark.
Really dark.
Oh boy. Oh, this is not the kind of show what we usually do, guys. But I think after last week of me having to do a full show by myself, I really missed having people to banter with.
So it's good to have people come onto your show once in a while.
Absolutely. We had a go-karter last week. who's looking to do some great things, which is insane. But we're not here to talk about him right now. We're here to talk about Michael Kenny, and I feel like we've done a whole lot of not talking about him right now, which is surprisingly. Since we last talked to you, bud, what have you been up to?
Not a whole lot. I've just been getting a mini stock ready for this season. But other than that, that's all I've been really doing. Working too much to pay for the mini stock bills. They add up a lot, but nothing too much.
Nice. You've already had a little bit of a struggle. You brought the car out a couple weeks ago, and the night didn't go as you hoped. What happened?
Well, we loaded the car up here in the house around 12 o'clock, went to the track for 3 o'clock, unloaded it, parked it on the pit pad, and it sat there, and I fired it up to bring it into tech, and I was like, something doesn't sound right. Revved it up a little, there was a misfire, couldn't figure out why. Then all of a sudden we noticed there's a little rubber piece under our valve cover that fell into the timing chain. So we're thinking that either jumped a tooth, made the timing chain jump a tooth, or made the timing chain loose and then it jumped a tooth. But it ended up bending all 8 intake valves on the head. And so that ended our night pretty early. Didn't even get any practice, didn't get nothing. So then we brought it home, figured out we didn't have any time to work on it. With my work schedule, I was working night shift, so I didn't have no time to do anything. Brought it over to Mark Klotz at Klotz Automotive here in Cambridge, and he started taking it apart. There was no compression across the whole entire engine. We were at 0 compression completely. So he took it apart, determined that 8 intake valves were bent. So he replaced it, machined the head, did a bunch of stuff to it to get it ready. And then we brought it home and brought it out this past weekend. But yeah, it ended early. Our season started later than we wanted it to. As we were waiting for tires to come in, they took almost 2 months to get here. My rims took 2 months to get here, but then the engine, when it let go, it took 3 weeks to get valves delivered. So the car was sitting for 3 weeks with no engine in it. But other than that, it's been a crappy beginning.
Well, definitely a crappy beginning, but you kind of rebounded this past weekend.
Yeah.
You I think you're starting at the tail of the field right now because of.
I started at the tail of the field because I didn't know what the car was gonna do. I was breaking in the engine because we had to tore it apart, right?
Yep.
So no setup, nothing done to the car. Had no idea what I was gonna do. Taking it down to the practice day because we couldn't get there on a Tuesday because it was raining. So we went on Saturday, practiced it. Car was horrible in practice. It had major push. It was revving out. So we ended up fixing all that. And then in the first feature, we still had a little push, which I wasn't pushing it harder yet either because I still didn't know what it was going to do. So we fixed it, I guess, because in the second feature, the car all of a sudden came to life and we started at the back and somehow we ended up in 4th. And I don't even know how we did it, but it was good. It was a good shakedown, I guess I can say. It showed that we can still do it and that we're going to be competitive this year when we were out.
And you know what? That's you got out there, you ran some laps, you finished 4th in the second feature.
Yes.
Right. So
started at the back.
And so you raced your way through the field.
Yeah.
How many cars were there?
I honestly don't remember. I think
Okay.
there was 11 or 12, which there's not many car counts anywhere, but still that's a good number to work your way up through a 20 lap race, right?
Oh, absolutely. Especially when you got some of like especially when you got the cars that they do there.
Yeah, and like Megan knows, Flamboro's not an easy track to get around and pass on.
Mm. So I think that one restart really helped too. Like I noticed after that one restart, like you were gone. I'm like, holy sheesh, Michael.
Yeah, that one restart did help, and I was actually talking to Kaitlyn about it today because we were talking about how there was 1 and 2 were really slippery, and she pushed up, and I was pushing up, and I was like, God, I hope I don't hit her because we're getting pretty close, right? So I talked to her about it today, and she goes, "Yeah, I thought we were gonna hit each other." I'm like, "Oh, I'm glad we didn't." But after that, like I got by her, and after that the car got really loose. But I think it was because I was pushing it harder than and wore out the tires a little quicker than I wanted to. But that's okay. But yeah, the restart definitely helped.
Mm-hmm. You definitely look good.
Hoping it stays that way.
Mhm.
I think it will. I think we'll have a good car for this year.
What's
Seem like all the cars are doing pretty good.
Yeah. What was that, John?
what's your 2022 season schedule look like? Because as your promoter, you didn't tell me you were gonna race, so I didn't even get a chance to put you in our rundown. So I'm upset with you about that. I'm gonna bring that up right now.
Racing on Saturday was a Friday night minute thing. It didn't even click into my brain to message you because I was more worried about getting the car ready. Plus, I was at work and because I was working nights and I was trying to get everything ready. And then I got home, and then by the time I woke up, I know. Okay, so this Saturday we're running.
Where you're running? Flamborough?
Yes.
Okay. See, thank you. Now I can put you in the lineup and promote you because that's my job.
That is true.
Now I look like an idiot because I didn't put you in. Now I gotta put you in our rundown of where you finish, and because you weren't in our lineup on Friday, it looks stupid.
Well, you're smart enough to figure it out.
Yeah, I am.
That was not a compliment, but okay.
Why do you think I had a little pinky lift? We're all just popping Dr. Peppers here right now. This is so before we came on the show, before Michael and we kind of started talking on the air here, Michael lifted up his drink bottle and we kind of caught a glimpse of it and we're like, is that a Dr. Pepper? Because Megan and I already caught earlier that we were drinking Dr. Pepper together. And the next thing you know, Michael's drinking Dr. Pepper. I'm like, is this really the choice of people in racing? Is a freaking Dr. Pepper?
Pretty much.
There's nothing beats a cold Dr. Pepper, and that's the one thing I'm so proud about. Dr. Pepper, if you're listening, I would like to get a marketing sponsorship because I love Dr. Pepper so much. I probably deserve one. So let's get one hooked up with the True North Racing podcast. I'll pop a Dr. Pepper every time.
Let's get a sponsorship for the podcast, one on my Pure Stock, one on his Bitty. Like, come on, let's go.
Let's go, Let's go, Pepsi. Let's go, Pepsi Core. I don't even care if they would just like drop a skid of Dr. Pepper off to my house.
Yeah, really.
Like,
I'll take anything you got.
Does anyone? Oh, what's his name? Chris. I think it was Chris Mitchell. Does that name ring a bell? Late model driver out at Peterborough. Drove the 22. Drove the 22 Rockstar.
I think it was him. Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah, I think that's the name. I'm gonna find out first.
So while Michael's looking that up, if I remember correctly, he ran Peterborough. He was sponsored by Rockstar Energy Drink, and when he, whenever I seen pictures of him around his pits, I think he always had like a cooler, one of those rolling coolers, and I think he had Rockstars to essentially hand out to people. And I'm like, I'm thinking like, now I need one. If this deal goes through with Dr. Pepper, that's what I need. Can you imagine me walking around Flamborough Speedway with a tub full of freaking Dr. Pepper?
Just make sure you come to my trailer first.
No, you're
But
too far
yes,
of a walk
it
for
is
me.
Chris.
It is Chris
Christmas.
Mitchell. I swear, I think I've seen pictures of him having those rolling Rockstar containers at his pit, so that way he can hand them out to people, or so that people can drink them. But even NASCAR teams, they have those for their own guys.
Yep. Bet they do.
To be fair, I know Nestle does some sponsorship, but they'll give you water.
Hey, better than nothing. You know how much water is right now?
We've
What do you think I buy Dr. Pepper? Almost
Oh,
the
dude,
same price. I'm gonna buy Dr. Pepper over water.
At
least there's a flavor.
It's got water in it. It's the second ingredient.
Exactly.
No, it's the first ingredient, carbonated water. It's water.
Obviously, it's gonna have water, but
it's just
anyway.
Like pizza. Pizza has water on it. Oh.
Yeah.
No, that's just grease.
That's okay.
Oh boy.
Anyways,
Megan, you want to take over here for a second while I can compose myself? Because oh boy, I feel like I'm just gonna go off the rails tonight. Michael and I know each other so long. I'm just wanting to sit here roast him, and because that's kind of what our friendship's gone to.
Sure has.
What'd you say, Megan?
I can't remember where we left off to even start now.
We were talking about how my 2022 season.
What's your 2022 season schedule look like, so that I can make sure you're in my lineup each week.
Well, we are from here on. We're going to be racing almost every weekend.
Yep.
As long as we have no more issues, and I don't think we will. I'm gonna keep hopeful.
Hey.
But
knock on wood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. We'll be doing Flamborough a fair amount because it's just the closest track to us right now.
Yeah.
And then we're going to be. I want to do Grand Bend. There's a couple of races at Grand Bend that I've missed already. They have their 100-lap races that's there. I missed 2 of them due to engine failure and no tires. So I'm hoping to do their next one.
When's their next one?
I don't even know. I have to look at their schedule, and I'm pretty sure it's in July again.
Is that what that compact sports series got, like the from the state stuff?
Yeah.
Or is it okay?
Yeah, that national compact touring series.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's for them. So they're coming to Grand Bend, and that's the one that I want to do. They haven't came yet. They've just done 200-lap mini stock races.
Okay.
But they're doing another one. They're doing 3 more, actually. 4 more. Because they had 6 in total. So they're doing 4 more, and I want to make at least two of them or one of them. And then we're doing the Fall Velocity at Sunset, the one track that I haven't raced in my 9 years. So hopefully I'll get there. And depending on how the season, and we're also going to Sabo for their one special event.
You're coming up the Wednesday?
Is it? No, I thought it was a Sunday.
The Dash for Cash?
Yes.
That's a Wednesday.
Okay, so we might be coming up for that one.
Because I'm going to that one. Excited.
It's either that one or there's one coming at the end of August that they have too.
They also have the Boss of the Beach at the end of September, or at the end of August, beginning of the Labor Day weekend for September.
Yeah, that's the one that we were planning on doing.
Okay.
And then we're planning on, depending on how season goes and money wise goes, we're talking about Autumn Colors at Peterborough. So
that's an event I've been trying to get to for years now.
That's an event that I've been trying to finish for years now. Every time I go there, I either make it to lap halfway through or don't even make it at the beginning. So I want to finish it. I've done it 3 times. The first time in the pure stock, the bottom ball joint fell out of the car and the whole wheel said "see ya," started doing a ka-chow moment. And then we had our mini stock Prelude there, and the oil pressure line blew off, so that ended our
That was what,
feature.
2018 or
2019.
2019?
Yeah. And then I bought the Nissan 240, and we brought it up there. That was my second race ever in that car, and we brought it up there. Had issues with it all weekend because we had the wrong gear, so we changed the whole gear and trailer. Thank God we had it enclosed because it rained all weekend. So we had to work our way into the B main and get into the feature. But the feature, our clutch decided that it wanted to leak all the fluid out of the pedal, and so we lost all of our clutch and we couldn't finish the race. So I haven't been able to finish one yet. So the goal is to finish one. It might not be this year, but it might be coming.
Well, make sure before you go, you check everything again. And
I always do, but it never works out for me.
all right, sign me up. Let me know and I'll come over and I'll go over everything. Megan, you're coming up. You're coming to help me too. Signing you
I'm a
on
good
too. You're a good supervisor.
Yeah.
Well, guess
Never
what?
someone-
At that, if you're having to look over Michael and myself, you become a stupid visor because of us two being stupid.
There is some stupid stuff that goes on.
Oh boy, let's not divulge into that stuff. Yikes. That's for off-air topics.
Some things you just can't put on air.
I know, right? So with you having such an extensive background with racing at places like Flamborough, Varney, Grand Bend, Sauble, Sunset. I think you've been raced Sunset. And
I haven't reached Sunset yet.
you ever,
I've
I
been
feel
there
like an
with a
idiot.
car. I've been there with cars. Like I've helped out guys there, but I haven't used it.
weren't you gonna go
Everyone
out there
that-
the one year? Or am I crazy?
Well, you are crazy, but yeah, we were gonna go out there the one year,
You're not
but
wrong.
that was for one of their velocity weekends. But we had a bad night at Flamborough, so we didn't make it out.
I swear there was a day that like I was going up, or I don't know, I've only been a couple times, so probably not it.
Yeah.
But I swear we talked about it, and also Peterborough. What's been
Yeah.
one of your favorite tracks to really race on each week? Like, what's been one of your favorite tracks that you like racing at?
My favorite?
Yeah.
There's a few of them, but an all-time favorite, I really like Grand Bend. A lot of people are gonna question why and whatnot, but you don't get much. You get a fair amount of speed, I guess, but it's just how it's like a tri-oval. So going around the front stretch, it's like a triangle, right? So it's like just the way you have to drive it. And if you come out of the corners too fast or whatever, if you're fast, you can be fast, but at the same time, slower cars are quick there too, right? But yeah, it's one of my favorites. And then probably Barney for their high banking. Their high banking can get you around that corner really good. So they have a good amount of speed. But yeah. Flamborough's not bad. I just don't like it for how tight it is. And Peterborough, if you don't do turns 4 right, it will suck you up into the wall, which everyone told me about that at Barney too, and I've never had that issue. But I've noticed it at Peterborough. When you come out of the corner, it likes to pull you up by itself, so you have to be careful for that. But yeah, I still have to try Sunset, so I don't know anything about that track yet. But it looks fun. It looks nice and wide.
It's got an outside groove you can utilize.
It sure does, unlike a lot of the other tracks that I've raced.
Yep.
Another one that I kind of want to try, but I don't want to convert my car over. So I get the money to, I might buy one. I might try dirt once or twice.
There we go. That's get on out there. Get yourself a dirt stock. Dirt mini stock. Let's go. Shoo, I want
If
to
you
get one.
sponsor, it would be fun. Oh, geez. I'm okay.
Okay, you good? You good?
I think so. I would try it, but at the same time, if I don't like it, then I'm stuck with the car. But I don't want to convert my car either because
In case you don't
I
like
don't want
it,
to get,
then
and I don't want to get it dirty because it's nice and clean right now.
what a princess. Doesn't want to get a car dirty. That's what the whole point of going to the dirt track. Are you
Yeah,
kidding
that's
me?
why that car doesn't go to the dirt track. That's the pavement.
I-
The pavement princess.
You are a pavement princess. But to be fair, we were at the dirt track. There was no better feeling than having those 360s whip around Oswego and just getting pelted with dirt. I was,
Yeah.
oh.
And then you have to turn your windshield. Make sure you have windshield washer fluid for when you leave with your car.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, we were parked pretty good. We didn't get any dirt on the car.
No, every time I go there, I get my car covered and I have to go give it a car wash the next day.
So my truck's white. It was very noticeable the next morning. It was dirty.
Well, definitely where y'all parked. You guys were right behind the grandstand.
Mhm.
That would do it.
In the danger zone.
Oh, don't even get me started.
I
I saw that movie a couple weeks ago. Oh,
It's weird for you to sing it.
highway to the danger zone. Oh, that's the song I should have repped tonight going on while I was driving down the highway. Man, we are so off the rail. I don't even feel like this is even like a talking to Michael situation. This is just a BSing situation between the three of us. And to be fair, there ain't
Well, if
nothing
you have
wrong
any
with that.
questions,
Huh?
I'm not afraid to answer your question.
I know you're not afraid to answer my questions, but my questions that I want to ask aren't airworthy.
Oh. Well, Megan, she can ask questions too.
Megan does have a couple questions because we're going to jump into our fan question period. Whereas I don't know if
there
earlier.
will be any. I don't have fans.
Shh, zip it. Let me do my
Okay,
opening spiel here, okay?
I have two.
Let me do my opening spiel here, okay? So zip it. As you saw earlier, we put out there on social media that Michael was coming on this tonight, and we put out there saying, "Hey, anyone looking to send in some questions, send them on into us, and we'll get them on the air to Michael." Megan's got them teed up for you. Are you ready to answer them, Michael?
I guess so.
All right, Megan, take it away.
All right, the first one, just gonna say I feel like there's a right and a wrong answer to it, so I hope you answer it right for him. Because Cam Thompson wants to know, who's your pick to win Pure Stock Rookie of the Year at Flamborough?
Worst part is I have a few guys that I get along with that are rookies.
There's only 2 rookies on
But-
the list for them.
There is? I thought there was a few more than that.
There's only 2 on the point standings. I
It's
looked it up
Cameron.
today. Cameron and Moises from in the 30 car. Those are the only 2 that I see up on
yes, okay.
up on their points on their point standings.
Okay. Well, see, Cameron's trying to get me to pick him. And that's what he's trying to go for. But he did get his first win on Saturday, so that's really good for him. He's doing good too. But the 30 is doing good too, so it's a hard answer. So I'm just gonna go with both of them. But I have a feeling Cameron will get it. Cameron's definitely, he's got the feature win, and he's got a couple of top 5s, and I think he has a few top 3s in there, right?
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
So he's definitely gonna get Rookie of the Year. But they both are doing good.
I think that's the answer he's looking for.
Most likely.
Okay. So I'm going to read it word for word. Roland wants to know, how does it feel to have your balls back behind the wheel?
Funny part is we talked about this on Saturday because we parked beside each other. It after what 2 years? I've had 2 years off, but I've also had a lot of, as John knows, a lot of bad nights. And the one that terrified the crap out of me was the one that ended John for a couple of months in
Oh,
racing.
it was pretty much that year.
Yeah. It with hitting that wall like I did scared the crap out of me, and I haven't been the same since.
How about before we
But-
go into this, let's wind it back up a little bit here. And so for anyone who's new to listening and hasn't heard the story before, let people know what happened. If you want to talk about it, if you don't, I'll be more than happy to explain what happened.
Yeah. I just have to get what year it was. So 1 second.
2019. And there he goes, boys and girls.
Oh,
I know exactly what year it was.
it was not 2019.
Yeah, it was 2019.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Okay, anyways.
Told
So
you.
this is the pictures of the cars. I don't know if you can see them.
Oh, I remember.
Well,
that
hold
car.
it still. Hold
Yeah.
it still. There we go.
It's not me, it's the computer moving. So that I had to put it on memory because this thing scared the crap out of me. But 2019, how is that 2019?
I know, right?
I thought it was 2018, but okay, anyway, it's 2019. May 4th. Funny enough, I won my first ever feature win on May 4th in the Pure Stock division. So it didn't end very well on this May 4th. This May 4th, the car wasn't right. The track wasn't right. Came out of the corner, car went sideways, tried correcting it, smoked the wall, coming out of the corner, wide open, head on. It did a number to the car, did a number to me. I think I was in the hospital for 8 hours-ish.
Yep.
And then I sprained my shoulder, fluid in my elbow, and some fluid in my wrist, I believe there was. So my arm wasn't the best. Still went to work the next day. Shouldn't have done that, but whatever. Car was out of commission for what, 3 months? About 3 months.
About
before
3
it
months.
to get fixed. It went down to the frame shop, got pulled. So yeah, about 3 months it's been out. We got it all back together, and I just was never the same behind the wheel. I ended up selling the car, and it went to Peterborough, and that's when I bought the vintage. But that's the wreck that scared the crap out of me, and I just couldn't be the same behind the wheel again. But with having 2 years off and helping out Roland in the Pure Stocks, getting him racing, he's never raced before other than when he hopped into a Pure Stock. So I helped him out that was 2020. Oh no, 2021. Yeah, 2021 I helped him out. And then and I bought the vintage. I had the vintage out a few times. I was never really comfortable in the vintage. Just open wheel. I've always wanted to race one, but I was never comfortable in it. I couldn't see anything around me, and I don't like somebody in my ear telling me on how to drive. I don't know how people do it. I can't do it. Telling me, oh, there's a car beside you. What there is, and you can't see the car beside you, right? I don't know how anyone does that. So I ended up raffling it off, and now Scott Tonelli has it, and he's doing great, by the way, in that car. But just this year, I just wanted to make a comeback for having 2 years off, and I think we achieved that on Saturday. That we can still do it. And I proved to myself that I can still do it. Never thought I could still do it. I thought I was done and I was scared the crap out of myself, and that was the end of it. But all of a sudden Saturday, the fear just emptied out of my head. I was not worried about if the car wrecked. So yeah, it feels good to have it back. It's a long story on how we lost it and got it back, but it's good.
And you know what? Like, that's the thing is, you know, I'm not trying to take away anything from you here, Michael. Like, I stepped away that night. You knew it. I told you, like, after that, I walked away for a while, and it took me a while to get back into racing too. And, you know, to see you essentially run very limited schedule the past 2 years, and then, you know, come back out here and say that you're going to run as much as you can, you know, with the car you got, and hope for the best. I gotta say, man, I'm happy to see you back. I'm happy to see you get your balls back, essentially. And hopefully, as long as I got a couple extra "Don't Owe Me" stickers right now, I got to get them to you, and then hopefully you can put that thing into victory lane with my sticker on, and you're gonna add to our win total for the year.
That's the plan. The plan is we weren't running for points. Like,
Yeah.
we were going to, but then with the price of everything, we're like, maybe we shouldn't. And with everyone having really good events that I want to go to, like, what's I registered at Flamborough, so I'm collecting points, but I'm also, if I miss a night, I don't care. So our goal is to get as many wins as we can this year. Now that we know that we can do it, we're gonna try, and we just want to get that one. If we get one, we know we can get more. But we want to get a win at Flamborough. We want to try to win at every track that we go to. Obviously, at Zabel, it's a little different. I got to try not to break out of the time zone, so
Yep.
that's going to be tricky. But I think we have a car to do it. I think I can do it. So I think we're gonna go for as many wins as we can get this year.
You know
I
what,
can
man?
see
That
that.
sounds good.
It's coming. It's just a matter of when.
Mhm.
Actually, this is gonna be a good little segue here. A little delayed segue, but so, and Megan, I know how you feel about it, and I'm not trying to rehash harsh memories here, but with
Mhm.
both of you guys having not similar wrecks, but similar wrecks in the sense of the impact in general. Michael, what kind of advice could you give Megan when she comes back behind the wheel? Because I know her. She's a hard-headed girl, and I can see that already. And she's eager to get back behind the wheel. But what's some advice you can give her the first time she strats back into a race car and gets out on the track?
Don't let the fear get to you. I know that wall is intimidating, but
Mhm.
don't let it bother you, because you can drive. I've seen you drive. So you're capable of doing it. You've won. You've had what, top threes, top fives, right? So don't let the fear get to you. Just keep on, drive the way you can, but also maybe the first night get back behind the wheel and start at the back if you want. I'm not saying you have to,
Mhm.
but it helps, because then you start at the back and you can see what everyone is doing, but at the same time it challenges you a little bit more than starting, because then you want to pass the guy in front of you, right? You want to get that one position. You don't want to finish last. So you start. So try starting at the back one night when you're out and work your way up. Don't be afraid to use that front bumper. Don't be afraid to lean on the guy beside you because 8 wheels turn better than 4.
Yeah.
Don't tell anyone that. Well, I guess everyone's gonna hear this.
Yeah, this is no secret here, Michael. Like, everyone's gonna be hearing this one.
But a lot of the guys will agree. Because if you watch the late models, they're leaning on each other.
Oh yeah.
So just don't let it get to you. Let me know when your first race is.
hmm
Because
Like-
like John said, I've had the same experience. And not only have I, Kaitlyn had.
hmm
Kaitlyn, I think her second or first year out, she had the same experience I did. So even talk to her. She'll tell you on how to get back behind the wheel. And when your first night out is out, if I'm not there with a car, I'll make sure I'm there.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
I'll probably be there with a car though. So,
hmm
but yeah, I'll make sure.
Oh, thank you.
Just don't let it get to you.
hmm
That's what I did, and
Yeah.
look where it got me.
hmm I mean, it's good to see you back out there now. And I mean, that second feature, I'm sitting there watching you and I'm like, oh, smokes. Like, if you would have given him another 5-10 laps, I think you would have been right up there. And I'm like, there's Michael Kenny.
Yeah,
He's back.
we came back,
hmm
and a lot of people were surprised because they've seen how I raced the past 2 years, and they're like,
hmm
"Holy crap! What's he doing?" Set me in the car, and
He's cheating. He's cheating. Flambro, he's cheating.
Oh my God.
I was waiting for the tech guys to come over. Because the first feature we did nothing, and then the second feature we were quick. So I was like, "Oh crap! They're gonna come over and check over something." But I can tell you, they won't find anything cheating on that car.
hmm
I know every racer says that, but they don't have the money to cheat.
Exactly.
But yeah, just don't let anything get to you. And that front bumper can always be repainted.
Oh yeah.
And
I'm
I
gonna
think
learn that.
I think a box of rivets at Grisdale's is like $22 or something. So you just rivet it back on.
hmm
If you rip your bumper off because you're using it, I will give you how many rivets you need to put it back on. That'll be my sponsorship for the year for it. But only one time. I can't do it all every
yeah. Yeah. It's funny, actually, I think Spencer Riddell and I had that conversation this week, and I told him like, well, sometimes, you might not have brakes or something. Just use the car in front of you. Just apologize later. Just kidding. Don't
Yeah, don't do that.
don't do it.
Just be gentle about it.
You have no brakes, so you're gonna be gentle.
yeah.
I don't know what happened, officer. The car came out of nowhere. We're on a closed circuit, but the car came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest. I did do that not because I lost brakes, just because I was such a freaking rookie, and I was bullheaded, and I think it was Roland. I got into the back of the one time, and I'm like, oh, my God. I'm like, I felt so freaking bad. And I think the guy behind me tried to avoid me getting into him and put himself in the wall, and it was just a whole.
Oh, I remember that night. Yeah.
It was a bad night, and I'm like, I don't want to do that ever again.
But the worst part is, it's gonna happen again.
hmm
You're racing for a position. You're gonna pump the guy in front of you, and sometimes he's gonna go sideways. But
Mhm.
when he goes sideways, give him a little bit of room, or her a little bit of room, and back off a little bit. Don't keep on driving into him.
hmm
Don't
Obviously-
put him behind the wheel of a car then.
I say this now, but once that helmet's on, it all goes out the window. So
yeah.
I tell you all this stuff, but if you watch me race, sometimes I don't do the stuff I tell you to do.
As I say, not as
That-
I do.
Man, there's so many things I told that guy how to help him better from what I can see. Doesn't even listen to me. Puts that helmet on. Yeah.
Well, that's what happened Saturday. I was supposed to shake the car down. But like I said to everybody, I'm just going to run the back, shake the car down. Second feature came along, car felt good. Screw it, we're going. what I said to myself in the head once that green flag dropped. So
There's
I
a
was
totally different mindset once that flag drops, though. Like,
you're shaking as you're
mhm,
in formation, and then all of a sudden the flag drops and everything goes away.
mhm.
And when you're in lineup, you have to go to the bathroom. But when the green flag drops, you don't even have to feel the bathroom break anymore. Until a red flag comes out, then you're like, holy crap, that's still there.
Yeah.
That's where you just go in the fire suit, buddy.
Do you know how expensive those things are?
Yeah, I know. I still want to get one.
I just got a brand new one this year, and holy crap.
I know I've seen that. Now now when I come out to Flamber, I gotta see it on you.
Oh, it was there this weekend, but you weren't there.
Hey, there was a reason why. Okay, I had kiddo responsibilities.
Oh, Megan, she likes watching kids.
She was at Flambro.
Oh, right. Forgot about that. I was talking to her.
She... Hey, Michael.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right. I think we've run this course long enough. Michael, thank you so much for jumping on with us this week.
No problem.
Didn't really talk a whole lot about what we really wanted to.
You want to
But
talk about? I got a little bit of time left. If you want to talk about anything else.
we got to get running here. It's almost 10 o'clock, and I got a show. I'm addicted to now because I got to see what happens here because it's part 2 of the tell all. So I got to see what happens.
I've been addicted to a show too on Disney Plus, so it's okay. I understand.
Mine's a show that I could thank Jacqueline for getting me into. It's called Unexpected.
Okay.
It's about teenage pregnancy, and there's one guy on there. Megan knows this. If I ever see this guy, it's a fight on site. I will. It's a fight on site, and I've said that multiple times.
Yeah.
But Michael, thank you so much for taking the time tonight and coming on with us and talking. I know we got you on a little bit later than we wanted to, but nonetheless, we got you in.
Yeah.
And,
the later part was on me. I was having technical difficulties here.
Oh, dude, we started later than what I expected us to as well because of traffic coming home. So it's all good. Thank you for answering our fan question periods. And before you go, is there anyone you want to thank for getting you here?
I have a list of sponsors.
Oh, see, look at that. He's prepared.
I'm only prepared because I need to use it for my post.
Which doesn't even include me, so.
I knew I was forgetting something.
Doesn't tell me when he's doing other stuff. Doesn't tell me. And then forgets to put me on there. Like, dude.
Well, I have a list of sponsors on the car that are the reason I make it to the track every weekend, or are the reason the car looks as good as it does right now. Well, they help pay for it, but the reason the car looks so good is because the person that else is in this house worked a lot of time on it. I'd run away on weekends and come back and there's a brand new body on my car. So my dad's done a lot of work. He's put a lot of stuff into that car over the winter, and believe it or not, it was a lot. It was a full rebuild almost on repainting the cage. Like the cage, when we got it, everything was rusty. Body was all dented, so we replaced everything. I gotta thank RJ Croto for helping me out at the track when he can. Roland and Dustin Goodfellow, they help me out as much as they can. Obviously, they have their own car to worry about, so they can't help me as much as they want to, and I can't help them as much as I want to because we all have our own cars. But at that same point, all my sponsors, without them, we wouldn't be racing. So we have Ponderosa Nature Resort, Macho Movers, Vinny's Mr. Fix-It, Epic Racewear for the nice fire suit and gloves and shoes they helped me with this year, Sherwin-Williams for making the cage look so pretty, Laco Auto Sales, Clippers Barbershop, True North Concrete Pumping, Apex Chain and Cable, the Success Plan, and J-Wraps for making the design on the car and dealing with how picky I am on where I want everything. And of course, John from Jomo Media Promotions, and did I say it right?
Yep.
Jomo
Media and Promotions and Promotions.
and Promotions for promoting me and dealing with me for 5 to 6 years. And Megan for being supportive.
Oh, I dead ass thought he was gonna say thank you for Megan for taking over my spot on the show.
Oh, that too.
I dead ass thought that's what he was gonna say. I'm sorry.
Well, it's a good thing she did. If she didn't take it over, she wouldn't be where she is right now, like doing this. And like I said, I started a new job, and with working nights, I couldn't do it, right? So, and doing this rotation shift is a killer. So when I'm on day shift, when I get home, I'm ready to go to bed. So yeah, thank you for taking it over.
No worries.
And I guess Kaitlyn's not here, but she's always been a supportive too of me. Even though we've had our issues and everything, she's always, no matter what, she would support.
All right, man. Sounds good. Thank you so much for jumping on with us this week, and
No worries.
we'll chat. Well, I'll probably talk to you later. All right, man.
Yeah, message me whenever. Both of you.
Sounds good, man.
I think you both have my number, so
I still do. I still have the same text tone for you that I've had for a few years now. So,
and I think I gave Megan it a while ago, so if she needed any questions. If you need any questions about
No, I
staying
don't know if
back
I
behind,
have this phone. I have a new phone, so
I'll send it to you again if
I
you
think
have
you
any
did good.
questions. If you have
Okay.
any questions about getting back behind
All
the wheel,
right.
I'm free to always chat to.
Awesome.
I may not answer right away, but
yeah, he
I'm the
doesn't.
same way.
He opens
It's
it
all
and then just
good.
doesn't answer me. So took him hours to find out if he's still coming on tonight.
I open it.
Already heard.
As I'm opening it, I read it and then I put my phone away. I was like, I'll answer that in a minute or two. And then a couple hours later, I was like, oh crap.
That's
So,
literally what I do.
yeah.
I'm bad.
It happens. You get busy.
I still
All
want
right.
Michael back on later because Mike will have. I know we'll have wins to talk about. So
We probably will.
Yeah, the invite's always there, buddy.
If you ever want me on, just send me a message. Make sure I'm not on night shift.
Well, thank God I reworked the schedule so I would put you on this weekend. So,
Yeah. Oh, if it's on a Sunday anyway, so I should be okay either way, right?
yeah.
So I'm
All right,
not too
man.
worried.
Sounds good. Thanks so much for jumping on with us.
No worries.
All right, man. Have a good one.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, guys. We want to thank Michael for jumping on with us. It was definitely great catching up with him. Haven't seen him in a little bit. And it was definitely nice to see him have a good run on Saturday night. Megan, you had you brought up a good few points there about, about having, getting his essentially his balls back. And, him, I like the fact that he gave you some good advice, I think, to help you when you get back behind the wheel.
Definitely. Michael's always been really supportive of me. So it was no surprise that he was going to give me some advice willingly, but it was nice to hear. Nice to get some advice and, have someone that can relate. And, Michael's a good guy. He's a good driver. So it's good to talk to him.
Hopefully we see him continue having good runs throughout 2022. If you guys want to make sure to stay tuned and find out where Michael will be racing this year, check out Kenny Racing 07 on Facebook, Kenny Racing, I think 07 as well on Instagram. And that way you guys can stay up to date on everything that's going on with Michael. And, I talk a lot of crap with him because like we've said, I've known him for about 5 or 6 years now. So no surprise. I was actually good tonight. I didn't roast him as much as I usually do, which was good because, sometimes it gets rough. But yeah, Megan, what do you think of it?
That was good. I knew it was going to be an interesting one because I knew what kind of a friendship you guys have, and those are some of my favorite ones. Just because it's what's a friendship if you can't roast each other every once in a while? So
The funny part is he doesn't get to roast me as much as I roast him.
yeah,
So like it works out in my favor a lot better. And I find no one can really hang with my roasting style.
because sometimes you come up with some stuff that's just so good that it's like you have to take a step back and it's like, huh.
It's such a big brain roast sometimes that no one understands it until it takes till, and then by the time you think about it, you're like, I got nothing.
Wow.
But that's just who I am. If anyone knows me, you know, I like look at when we were standing around a Motorama and I didn't even know Brandon Feeney. Barely talked to him in the 2 days I was there, but guess what? By the end of it, I was already roasting him.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm still hesitant on roasting you and Kaitlyn because I love you guys, but I feel like if I try to roast you guys, I'm gonna make one of you guys cry, and I don't want that.
Because we're sensitive.
Not because you guys are sensitive. That's not what I'm saying at all. You girls are both tough. I'm just afraid of like what might come out of my mouth that could come across very wrong.
Yeah.
I don't want to ruin friendships.
Oh, you're not gonna ruin a friendship with me.
Yeah,
That's
well,
all.
you still got to give another year before you start getting any good roasts.
Yeah.
So until you get some of the big brain, I'll give you simple roasts where you have a fighting chance. Wait until
Yeah. Wait until next year.
give it another year, then you'll start getting some weird ones. All right, what do you say we get on with the show, finish her off, and get out of here for the night?
Sounds good.
All right. So of course we want to thank, like I said, we want to thank Michael for jumping on with us. It was great chatting with him again and seeing what he's been up to. As I said earlier in the show, next week we're going to be having first time feature winner in the pure stock division, Cameron Thompson, join us. We got a lot to dissect with him because not only is he racing asphalt in the pure stocks, he's also racing in the thunder stocks now at Oshewegan. So that's going to be fun to talk to him about both those. He's been on a couple times. I think this is going to be his third time on, but it's going to be cool to talk about also more about what has transpired since essentially climbing down from the flag stand and getting behind the wheel of a race car. If some of his actions, what he sees on the flag stand would be still different down on the racetrack. And of course, he may not know this, but I'm going to be bringing up a couple questions about some in-car footage he has obtained that I have sent him, and we're going to be talking about what his feelings are behind the wheel of a race car when something doesn't go the way he thinks it should. So make sure you guys stay tuned next week. We're going to be talking a lot about that. So Cameron, if you're listening, get ready for next week, buddy. Because I got a lot to unpack with you here. Which is funny, actually. You want to know something actually funny? I just realized this. Next person I need to start roasting hard is Alex Stewart.
Oh boy.
You know why?
I was gonna say why.
Okay, so there was a post that was, I think it was an Alex Stewart post, and I liked it. I commented and I made a joke about Cameron being a hack. And I was like, man, go get him. Unlike that hack, Cameron Thompson. 3 weeks later, guess what? Cameron Thompson ends up in victory lane. I talk a bunch of crap about Steve Murdoch. He ends up in victory lane.
Well, come on, roast me before I get out there next year.
all win every day. I'm gonna come up with something new every day. All winner, just to get you fired up. So that way you go out there, you win your first feature by a lap. So what got you to victory lane today? That fat asshole back in the pitch, John Morrison. He roasted me every day, all winter, and I had enough of it.
Oh my god.
So Alex, if you want to be roasted, let me know, and I'll try to roast you enough to get your ass to victory lane as well. Because I think that might be a good luck.
He's close.
He's close. He's been close.
So
I think he's a second and a third. So I kind of only roasted Cameron the one time and called him a hack, but a lot of people got on that. So like,
oh my god,
it could work out. I think Jomo's roast, like John's roast, I think we should do an end of the season roast. So we're not even gonna have a guest on one week. We're just gonna rant and roast each other.
Literally. Should have like a circle session with like all Jomo Media drivers.
Oh boy.
That might go wrong.
Oh, that's gonna go south real quick. I think. With some of the
I mean,
guys that I know we have.
I was gonna say I see some comments between some of them, especially ones like Alex and Cam, and they get each other hard. So like,
Oh yeah.
that sounded really bad.
She means she gives you guys give each other a hard time. That's what she's meaning here.
Like they get after each other, and it's funny.
Absolutely it is. And that's the way to sometimes motivate someone. So you know what? Maybe we'll start roasting Kaitlyn too. help her out a little bit. I don't know. Maybe Rob Twitch it. I don't know how many short jokes I can make about Rob.
Oh my God.
I don't know. His conversation just popped up over here. So I was like, oh, he.
Hey.
I like. Let's see. He messaged me yesterday and he was upset because I didn't show up. So, but, Jomo Media Apparel. I see Megan is rocking some Ryan Dyson apparel, unlike some Jomo Media apparel she should be rocking right now. But I'll figure it tonight. I'm just messing with her. I love the fact that you wear different race apparel almost each time you come on here.
You know what's funny about this one, and I think it says a lot about me and racing, is when I bought, because I have his shirt on too.
Oh jeez.
And when I bought both the sweater and the shirt, I had no idea what like division he raced. I had no idea what kind of a driver he was. I just saw him on TikTok, and I was like, this guy's funny. Like, he makes funny racing videos. I can relate to that.
Yeah.
And then he posted that he's selling merch, and I'm like, I'll buy some of that. And it's like, I don't know, as long as you're a good person, and I don't even have to know how you run or anything. And then I'm like, I bought it, and I'm like, you know what? I should probably see how this guy does. Well, he's a good driver. He runs up front.
I think
choice.
We need to have almost like a spotlight of merch that of different people. So like yourself, myself, whoever's got some apparel that that we've received or bought from a driver. I think we need to wear it on here one night and kind of give them a little shout out. So why don't we give JRD Motorsports a shout out right now? Ryan Dyson, driving the number 28 Superstock down at Delaware Speedway, and also in the Quick Wick Superstock series like that. You can find him on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. He does so much, and I love watching him. He also does the vlogs too, so you guys can find him on YouTube. Yeah, him and his wife are hysterical on TikTok. They're doing the little videos. They're awesome. I love them. So yeah, if you guys are looking for some Ryan Dyson apparel, hit him up on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and get yourself an order in. And Ryan, if you're listening, here's a nice little shout out for you, buddy. Maybe we'll get you on one day and we can talk some more. We can talk racing with you guys. In regards to Jomo Media apparel, we're going to be putting an order in for cups. So I know we got a few already ordered. So if anyone's looking for our Jomo Media True North Racing Podcast cup, they are for sale. Just reach out to us and we'll add your name to the order, and we can get a few more made up. If you guys are also looking for t-shirts, hats, hoodies, you guys can go through our Epic Racewear site. Links are in our bios on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Go get yourself some Jomo Media apparel. It helps us out to help continue keep the lights on, literally, as I've built almost a full-blown studio in this room here. And the dream is I want to build a studio for all of us.
That'd be so cool.
For all of us to sit around a table, bring the guest in, or have them over Zoom still, but like all of us in a room together, with a proper producer, I think would be good. Then that way we can all hang out Sunday afternoon after racing. Just come on over for a barbecue or something, and let's talk racing.
Cool. I love to talk racing, so
hey,
it'd be awesome. Not that I don't here already.
Not like we talk about it enough already. We talk about it like for 2 hours here, and then like all week we're sending videos back and forth about racing. What's another couple more hours? Megan, next weekend, are you coming to the track?
What's the date for next weekend?
18th. We got the Ontario Super Late models at Flamborough. Super stocks aren't, pro lates aren't, but you'll have the mini stocks, the CVMs, and the pure stocks, I believe.
I think I'm gonna try to go. I know I'm definitely gonna go the weekend after that because I think that's the meet the drivers.
Yes, it is.
And I just, I love collecting hero cards, even if I race against them. So,
hey, but if you
come I know I'll be there for that one. But
okay, so here's my, before we close out here, here's my offer for you. Meet the drivers night. Jomo Media takeover from you.
Oh, I'm down.
Go out there, interview some drivers while you're walking around. Put them up on the story, save them. We can do a collage and put them up on put them up as their own video up on YouTube. Maybe I'll even because I'm gonna be out there because I want to make it out for Meet the Drivers night. And I'll get out on the front stretch too. Maybe we'll capture some videos with you doing some of that stuff, and then we can add it into our own Jomo Media YouTube channel or something.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. That's a good idea.
I think that's a great idea, and you can catch up with any driver you want. You can, have some fun with it. All right, we'll talk more about that afterwards. Megan, is there anything you want to say before we get going here?
Not really. I don't think so.
You think we said everything we need to say?
I think I said my piece for tonight.
Oh, that's an open end. That's an open ender right there. That means we could talk about more next week. Make sure you guys are following the True North Racing Podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Videos. Make sure you guys are checking us out on YouTube as well. Jomo Media or Jomo Promos. I can't remember which one. I think it's Jomo Media up on YouTube. But if you guys are following us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, videos will be linked up onto our social medias, and then that way you guys can go ahead and watch this podcast as well, right from YouTube. And you guys can see a lot more.
Promos on YouTube.
It is Jomo Promos.
Yes.
So Jomo Promos on YouTube, and the video will be uploaded here on Tuesday. By the time you guys are hearing this, it'll be uploaded. Yeah. Thank you guys for listening each and every week. It's I think it's awesome for Megan, Kaitlyn, and myself to get on here and talk racing a bit. And it's we're starting to slowly blend what the driver's seat was and into the True North Racing Podcast, and really make this a nice show. And I gotta say this, Megan, I'm proud of you for jumping in a little bit more this week. And I love it. I love that you're jumping in. I don't have to talk so much. I love it.
It's taken me a little more, but
soon enough, I feel like I'm just gonna sit here and just be like, all right, she's running the show tonight.
You're gonna have to tell me to shut up.
I will never do that. Because sometimes I feel like the less I talk, the better the show is. So for Megan, Kaitlyn, and myself, my name is John Morrison. You guys are listening to the True North Racing Podcast, brought to you by Jomo Media Promotions. We'll see you guys next week.
Flagged in the car zooming by. Hey, True North Racing. Let's go.